Hello students, so we shall continue with the same chapter operators and expression in C++. So in the previous video I have explained about certain operators, that is the arithmetic operator, relational operators, logical operators. Okay. So today we shall see unary and binary operators and increment and decrement operators. So what is unary? The operator which acts on one operand is known as unary operator. So in unary operator, only one variable is used or one value is being assigned. So only one variable is used in unary operator, okay, and it uses two arithmetic operator symbols, that is the plus sign and minus sign. So you can see in the example, uh, a equals to minus 10 and a equals to plus 10. That is simply like when you are assigning a value to a single variable, such as like int a equals to minus 10 or int a equals to 10. Now we generally we know that if we write a equals to 10, that 10 is a positive number, so we never write the plus symbol, right? So when you are declaring a variable int a equals to minus 10 or int a equals to 10, okay, so that is a sign of a unary operator. We are using only one variable, right? So since we're using only one variable with the operator, so that is called as a unary operator. So the operators where two or more operands or variables are used is called binary operators. So when we use two variables or more along with the operators, then it is called as binary operators. So we have already come across binary operators when we use the logical relational operators. So here you can see that sum equals to a plus b. So here you can see that you're using two operators, that is the assignment operator equals to and the arithmetic operator plus symbol, and we are using three variables, that is sum and a and b. So here in this formula, a plus b, the value of a plus b will be added and it will be assigned to the variable sum. So what do you get here? Operator plus, that is the plus symbol, it adds two operands or variables. So this plus symbol is associated with the two variables a and b. And same way, equal to operator, after assigning the value from a plus b to variable sum. So here the value that you obtain from after adding a plus b is assigned to the variable sum using the equal to symbol, right? So here the equal to operator or the assignment operator is associated with the variable sum and the variable value a plus b. So you can see that you're using two operators, that is equal to and plus, and three operands, that is three variables sum a and b. So each operator, the equal to and plus, is associated with two variables or more than two variables, right? So that is a binary operator. Okay. Now increment and decrement operator. Now this operator is very important, okay, especially the postfix and prefix. So you should understand this operator very nicely, because you'll be using this increment and decrement operator a lot, almost in all of the programs, even in your senior years also. So these operators are used to increment or decrement. Increment means increase, decrement decrease the value stored in a variable by 1. So you can increase the value that is stored in the variable by 1 or decrease the value by 1. Okay, so it uses the arithmetic symbol. So here we do not use the arithmetic symbol a single plus or single minus, but we use double plus, double minus to indicate increment and decrement. So plus plus means increment and minus minus means decrement, decreasing. So it can be written before the variable or after the variable. So this increment symbol and decrement symbol, you can write it before the variable name or after the variable name. So based on the increment and decrement of symbol used, the operators, it can be further divided into postfix increment or postfix decrement, prefix increment, and prefix decrement. Okay, so using that plus plus symbol and minus minus, you can divide it into postfix increment, postfix decrement. Okay, prefix increment and prefix decrement. So what is postfix and prefix? So with an example, I should further explain to you so you can get a better understanding. Okay, so in the first example, you can see that a plus plus and a minus minus. Okay, so here the increment and decrement operator, that is plus plus and minus minus, is written after the variable. Okay, so whenever the increment and decrement operator is written after, right after the variable name, then this is called as postfix increment or postfix decrement. All right, so this a plus plus, okay, it simply means when you expand it, it means a equals to a plus 1. Okay, so what a plus plus means, you are adding the value of a by 1. So if the value of a is 9, so 9 plus 1, 10. Okay, so 10 will be stored in the variable a, like that. Okay, so from right to left. Okay, so a plus 1, 9 plus 1, so the new value 10 will be assigned to the variable a. So now a will no longer store the value 9, but a will store the new value 10. You got it? Because a variable can store only one value at a time, and a variable stores data temporarily, right? So the value 9 is a constant value, in integer constant. However, when you evaluate this formula, when you execute this formula, so based on the formula, on the right hand side, a plus 1, 9 plus 1, so that becomes 10. So now that value 10 is assigned to the variable a. So now a will become, instead of 9, then the value 9, it will be erased, and then 10 will be stored. All right, so this is how it works also in postfix decrement. In postfix decrement, the value 9 will be subtracted by 1, and 8 will be stored in the variable a. Okay, however, there is a difference between postfix and prefix. Okay, in postfix increment or postfix decrement, the present value that is stored in the variable a will be displayed, or will be the accepted value, and then only a will be added by 1. Okay, so which means that if suppose the value of a is 9, all right, so when you run this a equals to a plus 1, okay, the variable a will retain that same value 9. If suppose you have to run a cout statement, okay, cout a plus plus, right, then it will display the present value that is stored in the variable a. Only after that, it will be a plus 1 will be added. Okay, I'll explain it to you. You can get a clear understanding here in uh, examples with tables I have in the next pages. Okay, so prefix, in prefix you can see that the symbol plus plus and minus minus, that is the increment and decrement, is written before the variable name. Okay, so just to make you understand, okay, before, right? So when it is before the variable name, when you expand it, a plus plus is also same, a equals to a plus 1, a minus minus is also a equals to a minus 1. Okay, yeah, I've made some typing mistake there. Okay, the second one should be minus minus a, should be a minus 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 a. Okay, which means a equals to a minus 1. Okay, so here in prefix, what happened is uh, the in the prefix increment or decrement, okay, the result of the expression, okay, that is a minus 1, okay, will be the new value stored in a. Okay, so here in the prefix increment, okay, what will happen is that a equals to a plus 1, right? First a plus 1 will be added, that is 9 plus 1, okay, and then that that value will be stored in variable a. So now variable a, if you have to display the value of variable a will a will display the new value, that is 10. Okay, in postfix, if you have to display the value of a variable a will display the present value, that is 9, not 10. But in the prefix, a will display the uh, the new value after addition a plus 1. Okay, there are some typing mistakes in the minus a, okay, under the comment section and in the sentence below. Okay, so you can just make that correction, okay, in your notebook when you maintain it. Now let's consider some examples. So in the first example, when the increment operator is used before variable. So when the increment operator is used before the variable, that is prefix, okay, prefix increment. So here you can see that sum is assigned the value 0, okay, and a is assigned the value 0. So this using the assignment operator. So this is not this is declaring the variable at the same time initializing the variable. Okay, so this is called as initializing of the variable, that is sum will store the value 0 and the variable a is storing the value 10. So when you execute the formula, sum equals to sum plus, okay, plus a, that means sum is added with the value of a. So plus a means, okay, sum plus a equals to a plus 1 when it is expanded. Okay, now keep in mind that this is plus a, which is prefix. So this is prefix increment operator. Okay, prefix increment. So that is when increment operator is used before variable. So when you run the cout statement, as you can see in the cout statement, you're using cascading operators, right? So cout using the overload operator, new value of a is, so that string will be printed out on the module screen, okay, and using the cascading operator, what value is stored in a will be displayed. And same case, next line, cout sum is, what value is stored in the variable sum will be displayed. Here you are using this new keyword, that is nl. So nl is a manipulator which is same like slash n. Slash n moves the cursor to the next line, right? So same way nl also nl, what it does is it terminates this line statement and then moves the cursor to the next line. Okay, so same like slash n. So here in the table below, you can see that initially sum is 0, right? So a is also 0. So when you execute the sum output, okay, sum will be 0, 0 plus 0, right? Now in the next case, okay, when you execute in the next line, okay, sum is, when you execute the statement, sum is 0, okay, but after execution of that plus a, okay, a is 10, right? So now since it is prefix, a will be first added, that is 10 plus 1, and that will be stored in the variable a. So now a will retain the new value after addition, so that will be 11, not 10. Okay, so in prefix, uh, the new value is added, the new value is stored in the variable a. So sum also, okay, sum also will become, okay, 0 plus 11, which is 11. So now you'll get the value of the new sum, that is 11. All right, okay, so you just see this table, okay, and compare with the program in this example. Okay, So in prefix operator, what happens is, okay, the the present value is added with 1, and then whatever value that you get, okay, from this expression, that will be the new value for that variable a. All right. So in the second example, when increment operator is used after variable, so this is postfix increment. Okay, postfix increment. So same case, sum is assigned the value 0, a is assigned the value 10. Okay, so sum equals to sum plus a plus plus, which is also a equals to a plus 1. Okay, now in the table chart you can see that initially sum is 0 and a is 10, so the sum output is 0. Okay, now after you do the addition, okay, sum equals to, right, sum equals to 0 plus, okay, 0 plus the second row in the under a, 0 plus, right, a is what, a will still remain 10 only, because uh, the a plus 1 will not be added in postfix. Okay, so a will display the present value that is stored in the variable a, so 10 only. Now after that, okay, when you execute the sum formula, okay, sum equals to 0 plus 10, so 10 will be stored in the variable sum. Okay, so only after that is done, okay, the variable a will get incremented by 1, that will be 11, but that value 11 will not be displayed. Okay, so in postfix operator, okay, the variable will retain the present value of the present value only. It will not be incremented by 1. Okay, so compare this table with the that program logic that is displayed here. Okay, now in the next example, okay, when the increment and decrement operators used with cascading operators. Now when you use it with the cascading operators, okay, what happened in cascading operators is, okay, uh, the in case of cascading operators, the expression, the statement is evaluated from right to left. Okay, so the statement will be executed from right to left, not from left to right. Okay, so here a is assigned the value 4, integer value 4, and b is assigned the integer value 8. That's why the data type is int. Okay, so when you execute this cout statement, a plus plus, okay, and you can see the cascading operator, and within the double quotes the slash t, that is an escape sequence character. Slash t means one tap space. Okay, and after that plus plus a, again slash t tap space, and then a plus plus, and then nl, so it will move on to the next line. Okay, so when you have to write down the output, you will not first execute a plus plus from the left side, and then you will not execute in this way. See, a plus 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 a plus plus, no, not from left to right, but it will be executed from right, that is first a plus plus, okay, and then the middle one plus plus a, and then the leftmost a plus plus. Okay, so you'll get the output 664 and 668. Okay, so how do you get this output? So in the table I've shown, okay, first execution, okay, that is the stepwise 1 2 3, okay, then the input values, okay, then the output, and then the process, and then the new value that you get. Okay, so in the first execution, okay, when the value of a is 4, okay, when the value of a is 4, starting from the right hand side, okay, when the value of a is 4, the output value of a will be still 4, because it is a plus plus, that is a equals to a plus 1. This is postfix, right? So in terms of postfix operator, you will still get the output 4. Okay, you will still get the output 4. So once that a plus plus is done, it will move on to the next step, that is tap space. Okay, and then after that it executes the next uh, statement, that is plus plus a. Okay, so plus plus a, so plus plus a. Okay, so by that time, okay, a will retain the new value, that is 5. Okay, so when it moves on from right to left to plus plus a, okay, a will a will change from 4 to 5. Okay, because a gets added by 1. Okay, so in the next step, when we move on to plus plus a, okay, when we move on to plus plus a, okay, then a is a has become 5, right? So under the input second execution, that is plus plus a has become 5, so the input value is 5, so output will become 6. How it becomes 6? Because plus plus a is prefix, so a will first get added by 1, that is 5 plus 1 6, and then that new value will be displayed. Okay, so that new value 6 will be displayed, so it will be 4 6. Okay, now after that, that one tab space will be printed out, and then in the third execution sequence, okay, when we reach a plus plus, the leftmost, okay, the new value is still, the value of a is still 6 only, so output also you'll get 6 only because it is a plus plus, so it will retain the present value. And after that cout statement is done, okay, a will retain the new value 7, which will not be displayed. So the first line, okay, will be printed from right to left, so you'll be writing from right to left 4 6 6. Okay, so that's how you get the output 664. Okay, so in the next decrement, okay, again it will not be b minus 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 b, b minus minus from left to right, okay, but it will be from right to left. Okay, so in the first execution, the input is, since b is 8, right, so output will also be 8 only, because this is a postfix decrement. B minus minus is postfix decrement. Okay, under the process you can see b minus minus. So once it moves out from there to the next tab space slash t, then b will retain the new value, that is 7. Okay, b will retain the new value 7. So in the second execution, okay, when it reaches minus minus b, b value will be 7, and in the output b will become 6, because it is minus minus b, prefix decrement. Okay, so b will first get a subtracted by 1, that is 7 minus 1, which will become 6. So this 6 will be the new value. Okay, and then it will move on to the next tab space, that is slash t. So in the third execution sequence, b input value of b will be 6, and output value will be 6 only, because b minus minus, uh, that is postfix decrement. So after that only b will get decremented by 1, which will be 5, which will not be displayed. Okay, so go through this table carefully, nicely, okay, and then compare it with the output, and then the cout statement that is written. Just remember, in cascading operators, when you have multiple variables to be displayed, it will be always evaluated from right to left. Follow the direction of the arrow, okay, from right to left, not from left to right. Okay, so that will be all for today. If you have any doubts on this, okay, you can ask.